So it's really easy to see what goes wrong in the first mid. You'll see Milky goes aggressive on the blue crate really early, but there's no follow-up. Like Fosky, Ash is basically way too passive, and Fosky is kind of trying to follow up, but he's getting pressured back along with Milky. And later on the mid, I go aggressive here onto this shack, and Yeehaw runs up here, but we're just getting killed by a soldier on the high ground and a scout here, while me and Yeehaw are fighting the rest of the team. So let's play it. I'm gonna play it slow. Like, yeah, so Milky goes aggressive, but he instantly jumps off. We get good damage on, but Fosky should be running forward right now here. And Ash as well, he's way too passive. So then I jump in, but there's no follow-up because they have the high ground here and they kill some of us, so we need to leave. Okay, so here's a quick recap. Basically, when Milky jumps that blue crate over there, everyone needs to go more aggressive, basically. Ash needs to go more aggro, and he needs to deal damage, basically, and call who is dealing damage to. And our scouts just need to follow up and clean up those frags. The problem on this mid was that there was no follow-up whatsoever on Milky, basically, and he instantly got pressured off the crate. He needs to stay on top of the crate, and his team needs to be in front of him so he doesn't get pressured off. Also, I need to bomb when our team bombs. Like on this mid, I bomb way too late. Or maybe the rest is too early, I don't know. It's just, we're just badly coordinated either way. Okay, mid number 2. Ash is too passive again, and Milky jumps early again onto the blue crate, but he instantly lets himself get juggled off. Which is like, you need to stay like on the high ground. You need to maintain your position even if it means you're taking a lot of damage. Maybe in this situation it was a bit different because he did take, like, you could have died basically, but it's just because Fosky and Ash especially weren't aggressive enough to support you up there. If they were more aggressive, you wouldn't have been pressured off. Let's watch this. Also, Milky jumps the crate a little bit too early again, in my opinion, because we don't follow up. Look, Fosky is pretty far back here. We both jump. Milky gets pressured off. Then I jump into them. But Ash is just here spamming stickies over the thing. He needs to be walking up the side here onto them with Fosky and with Yeehaw actually destroying them right here, being more aggressive. But instead it's just like, we're too slow. Ash is already walking back. He just stays on the grass spamming from afar. We need to actually walk into them on mid. And yeah, we lose the mid. Don't know what happens anymore. That's it, we get wiped.
Control point is being contested.
It's just basically one simple thing about Reckoner mid, where if your team is going right side, so we are going up here. If the enemy team is going on this concrete area as well, if you go aggressive early and coordinatedly, you can destroy them, because your soldiers can take this high ground here and then push over to this high ground here. And if their team is just on this low ground here, we can just spam them and focus them down and just easily clean them all up. But the flip side is that if we don't do this, so if we're badly coordinated or whatever, their soldiers and scouts will rush here with their demo, and their soldiers will take this crate, and then we are here on the low ground, and that's where we lose the fight. And this is what happened in the last 2 mids. Here's a quick example of us getting forced in a situation where we probably wouldn't be able to force the team we're playing against. So we're just walking into mid basically, and the soldier's gonna walk here and bomb our medic and just force him just like that. This wouldn't work against this team. Wait, I'll show it first. It's just really short, it's like a small thing, but it is pretty important. Yeah, so Mikey takes damage and he forces. This wouldn't work against the team we're playing against, because they know when they have full Uber ad and they're walking into a point that they're going to get forced in some way, or like we're gonna try to force. So basically Adiski would delay coming in, and the scout and soldier, whoever it are, would just be ready for a sack to deny him and get that easy free pick. But what happens with our team is we don't even get the kill and we get forced as well. So it's just something we can improve on, which is to be ready for sacks or players that try to force us when we walk into a point with Uberad. It would have been better not to use here, because then we could use for second. And we would also have the soldier frag if we were ready for this force. Okay, so this mid is a bit of a weird one. I kind of have some trouble seeing what's actually like the issue on this mid. I think it's mainly follow-up, that like there's a bit of a lack of follow-up on my aggression. And we deal with the soldier who goes behind into our cargo pretty badly. So let's watch. Yeehaw is going to take a bunch of early damage, but it doesn't matter because he gets arrowed. And you'll see that I jump in, but Fosky stays a bit too far back. And okay, wait, listen, I'll just show it first. The two scouts and soldier are all gonna look at me and shoot at me while I'm jumping. So here we go. I jump. This scout's looking at me, this one too, and this soldier is trying to airshot me. And the medic's looking at me, and the demo right now as well. The demo's gonna turn his attention here, but right now, look at where we could be. We could be basically here. If we had started walking forward slightly before I bombed, we could be here. This is about the time where Milky could be bombing. He does go for follow-up. Like, I don't know, I think it's pretty good. But, yeah, we just don't take that position that we could have taken. And Ash is far forward now, and Fosky is quite far back. Like, Fosky was kind of watching the soldier who was behind there for a bit to, like, try and deny him. But, I think it's better if he just goes forward and has Mankey sort of watch behind. Like, Mankey can turn around every 2 seconds or so, and then when Mankey calls that the soldier's bombing, or when Fosky hears it, he can just turn around, deal with him, and then go back to the front. Like, the thing is, when you have a soldier behind, if you can, it's really good to just focus on the rest of the team while that soldier's doing nothing behind us, while he's, like, collecting health packs. Yeehaw took, like, a shit ton of damage that mid, so he wasn't really fighting. But either way, I think we still could have won it if we went aggressive a bit before I bombed, so that we would have been in a good position while they were watching me. And if Milky bombed like 2 or maybe 3 seconds after I did. Okay, so for the recap, basically the main problem I think was that there was not enough follow-up on my bomb. So we need to just start pushing over the metal thing slightly before I bomb, take more position when I bomb, which is like, it's basically the same thing, walk forward more, and then focus whoever's watching me is probably the best thing. Or maybe focus the demo first and then make sure you get good position while they're distracted and they're not really thinking about their positioning, but they're just thinking about killing me. Also, we need to find a way to deal with the soldier who's behind in a better way, but I'm gonna put that on you guys. I have no idea how to do that. Okay, this mid is basically... This mid is just stupid. I completely fuck up. I wanna walk under and bomb from there, thinking that they like wouldn't think about where I am or wouldn't shoot me or something, but they just shoot me and like kinda destroy me. So I do nothing. But the thing, I mean, the other issue is basically still the same thing. Everyone's too passive here. Everyone's actually standing here and letting them just walk up here. There's no aggression onto here at all, which is, I don't know, it's just the same problem every mid, but it makes sense because there was no reflection from us basically, which is normal. There's another funny thing I want to show as well. I tried to do a rocket jump, but my mouse bugs, which makes me do a 360 in the air. It looks pretty sick, to be honest. Okay, so here I'm walking under, this guy's shooting me, this one knows I'm here. I'm like, fuck it, I took so much damage, I need to jump. And, like, we're all standing here. And look where we could be, again. It's only the soldier here. Everyone else is here. The soldier's under. like we could be on this crate, our scouts could be right here, our demo could be here, and we could just be spamming these guys to death. So yeah, it's just something we need to try next time. I'll just show my nice 360 in a bit as well. Look, we kinda take the fight here when they push up onto the crate. Like they push up onto here, then Milky counterbombs them, and Ash starts kinda pushing in, but it's too late already. They have all the positioning already. And then we die. Here it comes. Oh yeah, baby, take 80 damage. Oh yeah. Okay, so for the end recap, the main things are on mid that we need better follow-up on the aggression of me especially. We need to deal with the enemy roamer in a more efficient way, and we just need earlier aggression in general. We need to, I think at the beginning of mid we need to take up more aggressive high ground positions, because right now when Fosky plays on like the roof thingy on mid, as you can see in like the mids where we go right side, it's kind of too passive. He's not really in a good position to follow up and stuff like that. And then the final thing is that our flank scout also needs to play with our combo on the mid, because then we would have better follow up, and if Fosky and Piggy would just shoot the same targets on mid, they would die in like 2 seconds, and we could kill everyone in like 12 seconds. It's easy, you know, TF2 is really easy. And yeah, I don't know, it's mainly that flank scout thing needing to play with the combo. It's just because we had Yeehaw. I don't know how Piggy does it, but I guess we'll see in some other demo. If we just try to remember these small things when we play our next scrim, it will be like our mids will be much better.